Excellent. Good day, everyone. This is your host, Paul Lawrence Van, and I hope that you are doing great today. We have an amazing episode coming up, episode 306. We have Etta McCoy with us today. I want to just welcome her at this time, and we're going to have a great time. Etta, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing excellent. I'm doing excellent. Today is the day the Lord has made, and I'm here. I'm alive, breathing. Went for a
It's
run this morning, and I feel revived, rejuvenated. So thank you for having me on your show. And thank you for having your great audience to hear my story and also learn a little bit about me. Thank you so much for the platform.
We're honored to have you here, and it's going to be an amazing episode. So, everyone, put your seatbelt on because we're going into outer space right now. So, again, this is Wealth Academy Podcast, and our mantra is wealth is more than just money. So, welcome back to another transformational episode of Wealth Academy Podcast, where we bring you the voices of those who are making a lasting impact in the world. Today's guest is a beacon of inspiration, purpose, and empowerment. Etta McCoy is not only an inspirational keynote speaker, but also an author. And that's not all. She's also a licensed realtor and tireless advocate for women's empowerment. Through her book, Seeds of Hope, and the companion Seeds of Hope for her journal, she sows seeds of faith, resilience, and transformation into the lives of women everywhere, and also youth. As the founder of a Mother's Touch Foundation, Etta is on a mission to uplift women and youth locally and globally through education, mentorship, and community support. Her life's work is rooted in walking boldly in her God-given purpose. And today, she's here to inspire us to do the same. And without further ado, Etta, welcome so much, and let's get started because it's going to be so exciting. Now, Etta,
Wow.
yes,
Hold
your
on.
journey, Etta, your journey is nothing short of inspiring. Can you share what first sparked your passion for empowering women and youth?
So what first sparked was I became a mother and I grew up. My mom left me at a very young age, so I didn't really have that mother touch when I was growing up. I was bounced from one stepmother to another.
Mhm.
So when I became a mother, that was when I noticed there was something important about a mother's touch. That love that I was able to give to my daughter that I didn't receive. So as I watched her grow and I watched how I was pouring into her,
Mhm.
it just kind of let open a spark in my mind and saying, you know what? How many girls that grew up just like you that didn't have that experience, that didn't get to experience a mom's love, a mom's touch,
Mhm.
but you're able to pour that into your daughter. How about you do that for other young women? So that's how it started.
That's very powerful because touch for a baby is one of the most important things, and they can feel that. They can feel the
Especially,
spirit.
yes.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, Adam, I'm one of 10 children. My mother had a lot of touches in there, and it made all the difference for me since I was the oldest son. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And thank you for sharing that. And I know that that continues to this day for you.
Yeah.
Yes. And, I mentioned it earlier about your book, Seeds of Hope, and the Journal Companion, and they're making an incredible impact. What inspired you to write them, and what transformation do you hope readers experience?
So what inspired me to write Seeds of Hope? As I was going through my journey of life, I started having this um I started learning to forgive. Like I went through my past, those that have done things to hurt me, those that have said things to me that really broke my spirit, that made me feel like I was unwanted, unloved. I didn't feel like God had a plan for me because I was placed in the place where people could not give me that love that I needed.
Mhm.
So as I was playing that, what is it called, in my head, I realized forgiveness is such a great thing that sometimes we hold on to so much anger in our life and we don't forgive people. So Seeds of Hope is a space where basically God is cultivating strength, and also trust in God in the midst of everything that is happening in your life, whether it's going through heartbreak, whether it's coming from abandonment, or any space that you've been in. And I know I've spoken to many women that have been through sexual abuse, and they've been through so much, and we tend to hold on to that pain and harden our heart. So Seeds of Hope came from that space. I wanted to learn to forgive. I wanted to learn to grow and understand what God's love was for me. And that's how Seeds of Hope came about. It came about saying, what in the Bible, when you go through the Bible, there was so many people that went through so many trauma. But if you learn what got them to where God wanted to place them was forgiveness. So
Yes.
that is how Seeds of Hope came about. And then the companion journal, I was actually laying in my bed one day. I'm like, okay, so I wrote the book of Seeds. I wrote the book Seeds of Hope. I added my story to it, but I'm a woman. I want
Yes.
to speak to women. And Seeds of Hope, the Holy Spirit just spoke in my heart and said, why don't you write a journal? But not just a journal. Go through women in the Bible that have been through many issues in the Bible, from the woman with the issue of the blood, Esther, Ruth, Naomi, Hagar, Abigail, all these different women experienced something in the Bible.
Mhm.
So I wanted to use them so women can reference to them. The story of Esther, someone can relate to it. The story of Hagar, someone can relate to it. A woman feeling unseen by the world, but when she realizes that God sees her, she can relate to the story of Hagar.
Mhm.
The story of Ruth going through from the death of her husband, finally understanding who God is to her, following Naomi into a foreign land and meeting the love of her life. It's
Yes.
all transformation for women. So that is where the book, the journal Seeds of Hope for Women, Seeds of Hope for Her came from. It was to just let women know, no matter what you're dealing with, whether it's being a mother, you're struggling, you're stressed, you're tired, take a moment and understand what your purpose is, your God given purpose that God has given you as a woman to help you heal. So I combined those two stories together, those two books, and created the devotional so that women can reflect. And then it also has a weekly check in with God, where each month you're able to focus on a theme, a healing, growth, blooming, encouraging women to probably to connect with God
Yes.
and for their God given purpose. Yes.
That's very powerful. And the role of women throughout the Bible has always been very, very impactful.
Yeah.
And even though oftentimes we hear that men are doing it, but really it was the women in the background, especially when it came to Jesus. It was really very impactful women that a tremendous make a difference today. And today it's
Yes.
needed more than ever before.
Yes. And we wear a lot of
Yeah.
hats as a woman. When you become a mother, you become a wife, a girlfriend, or a sister, you wear a lot of hats. And sometimes you're putting on this mask. When you get your hair done, your makeup, you start to look like a different person. So you hide behind those spaces, but deep down inside, you're carrying a lot of pain, a lot of brokenness, and nobody else sees it. And
Exactly.
then, and before you know it, you find out you have a heart issue. Women are going through breast. It's a lot that women deal with. And Seeds
Yes.
of Hope journal for her, it's a space for you to connect with God. That was the main purpose for you to, and it helps me because I didn't just write it for people. I did it for myself because I'm like, okay, the month of January is new beginning. What is God telling me in the new beginning of month? What the month of January? What is God telling me to do? What is He calling me for? And then the month of February is love. What is love from God's point of view, not man's point of view? Because when we tend to focus on man's point of view, we're looking at materialistic love. But when we
Absolutely.
focus on God's point of view, we're looking
Yeah.
at eternal love, a
Yes.
love that brings healing, a love that actually is true and is
Mhm.
and it has no conditions on it, you
Mhm. And
know?
it's
So
pure.
yes.
And it's pure.
And it's
Absolutely.
pure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the greatest role that I see for your books is the fact that you're making that connection between an individual who happens to be a woman and God. And that's the personal relationship is the most important aspect of our existence.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and in this book, especially the journal, you're looking at focusing on women of the Bible. That's a really great approach to take because most people don't look at it that way.
No,
That's a
no,
great
no.
perspective.
For the month of September actually falls on it's my birthday is September, and it's the woman with the issue of the blood.
Right.
And
Right.
that story resonate with me, even though I always call myself Queen Esther, but that
Sure.
story resonate with me. For the throughout the years, the things that I've been going through and dealing with, and trust in God, knowing that my
Mhm.
trust in God will eventually heal whatever I'm dealing with.
Yes. I
So
really,
that particular month is so special to me.
yeah, I really like your approach to it because from the external standpoint, you have the different masks on, but the internal, which is really the house we live in, is internal, is that where the strength comes in. That's where the
Yes,
relationship comes in. So,
yes.
it's like you can't fool yourself, right?
You can fool everybody else, but
Right.
there's a saying in the Bible, when night comes,
Comes right.
that's when reality kicks in. When you're home by yourself, when you turn those lights off. So it's best for you to connect with your creator so that way you know how to deal with what you're dealing with. Because you can wear the mask for so long. After a while, you're gonna break down. And most of
Absolutely.
the time, our battles is in our mind. It's in our mind because our
Yeah.
mind is where the enemy finds space and room because it's occupied with so much.
So much. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. That's a great approach with that journal and the book and the journal, Seeds of Hope, and it's just doing some incredible things. Now, of
Thank
course, we all know that faith plays a major role in your life and your mission. How has your faith guided you through your own personal journey of resilience? If you could share that with us, Etta.
How has my faith got me through? Oh, I'm telling you, sometimes, that saying, as small as the size of a mustard seed. I had to question God one time. I'm like, God, I'm looking for that little faith, and sometimes but
Oh, yeah.
how it's got me through is seeing my daughter is an example, just watching her grow.
Mhm.
It's when I remember when I was pregnant with her, I didn't see what was ahead of me. There was that one lady from my church told me, um, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, okay, it's very dark,
Yes.
but she told me just keep having faith. And I've noticed the more I keep counting on God, the more I keep trusting, even though things don't look bright to me. I've seen him come through in many areas of my life,
It's
many areas. I can account many areas. He's always been present. Even when I lose, sometimes we're human. We lose that faith. We're like, oh God, things is not working out for us. But I've seen God work. I've seen God's hand in my life. I've seen him do things that all I can say is God is present.
He's present, absolutely. He's with
Yeah.
us before we're created, and he's with us for eternity. And
Yes.
I've run into several people who saying there is no God, and I said, "Well, how long can you hold your breath? A week, a day, a month?" And you know the answer: God is the air you breathe.
God is the area. God is the area. God
Yeah,
is the area.
absolutely, absolutely. So thank you for sharing that. Now you've spoken in one of the earlier questions in regards to wearing many hats, and women are really going through that burnout phase. For yourself, you're a speaker, keynote speaker at that, an author, realtor, and nonprofit founder. How do you balance your professional life with your person uh, driven work? And of course, we'll talk about your keynote speaking as well. But you can just share all the hats you wear and how does that create purpose-driven life for you or work.
Um, with me, one thing that I've tried so hard to be consistent is being myself.
Hmm.
When I'm a realtor, though I'm servicing people, I always tell people I don't want to be a transactional person.
Hmm.
I remember my pastor, PM Smith from Huber Memorial Church, always used the word, it's all about relationship or
Really?
it's about nothing.
Yes.
And I
Exactly.
love that word that he always used. So what I've learned is being a real estate agent does not stop me from being a child of God.
Yes.
Being a speaker should not stop me from being a child of God. All
Yes.
right. Being an author should not stop me from being a child of God. People should be able to see me in all these areas and still see that is a woman of God.
Exactly.
That is
Being
what I
transparent,
represent.
being authentic and transparent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So wearing these hats, I'm a mom. And I
Yes.
always told my daughter, because of you, I don't want to deviate from who I am as a child of God.
Yes.
The way you see me, that's the way I want everybody else to see me. I Every hat that I wear shows that I am a child of God.
Yes.
Whether being a mother, a
Mhm.
speaker, or being a real estate agent. I represent that. When I'm working with someone, I speak to them. I get to know them personally. I
Yeah.
create a relationship with them because it, when someone is buying a home from you
Yes.
and you just see them as a transaction, you're going to mess them up. But when you see them as this is a long-term relationship, you
Yes.
create a different platform.
Mhm.
So when I meet a client for the first time, I want to know about them. Why do you want to own a home? What is your reason for owning a home?
Huh?
And this home that you're buying, is it for you, your children? And I get more connected when there are children involved, because I always tell my clients that are single mothers or mothers that are trying to buy a home. I said, remember, when you're buying a home, that is your safe haven for your child. So
Absolutely.
make sure every decision you make is protecting that child, because
Mhm.
this is where that child is going to call home till they grow up to go to where they need to go to. So that is
Exactly.
just how I am. I don't separate my hats and say, oh, well, today I'm a mother, so I'm going to be this woman. Or tomorrow I'm this person. So no, no, no. I want to be the same. I want to be consistent. So people know when you meet Etta, if
Mhm.
she's warm, she's warm. If she's hot, she's hot. If she's cold, she's cold.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, being transparent, being authentic.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
connects people. In other
Yes.
words, I was listening to this webinar last week, and the gentleman was stating that people don't
Yes.
they don't hire you to speak because of your speech. They hire you because the message for their audience. And so that's really exactly what you're saying. They're looking at the real you. So you don't deviate as a keynote speaker, as an author, or realtor and nonprofit founder. What you see of Etta
It's
McCoy is
what you
what you
get.
get. Is what you get.
What you get. When I used to hire employees, and I never go based on, oh, how many places you work. I ask you questions to see your integrity, to see your family values.
Character. Yeah,
Values, to me, values, integrity, and character means more to me than what you present.
absolutely.
So those are the things that I look for. If What is your value? How is your family values?
Mhm.
What is your character? Can people trust you in the dark the same way they can trust you in the light?
Yes. Yeah. It's what you're doing when people are not watching. That's what Oprah
Yes.
tells
Yes.
us. So let's talk just a bit and shift a little bit as you, as a keynote speaker, and your recent participation in the Speaker Showcase. Please share the title of your speech and what that speech means to you for your audience.
So the title of my speech was "You Are Not Buried, You Are Planted." The reason why I chose that title, I felt buried for years.
Mm,
I felt like the rejected stone
yes.
growing up in my family. Like I told you previously, I grew up in a Muslim home. My
Correct.
parents, my dad was Muslim.
Mhm.
95% of my family is Muslim on my father's side. I
Okay.
felt rejected. I remember growing up in Ghana, people used to tell me, oh, you look like an albino, because I was too light. Most of my family were dark skinned.
Sure.
Kids used to tease me.
Mhm.
Even in school, my name, they used to tease me. So that was something that made me shy away.
Mhm.
I used to I would hear from people, you're pretty, but then I would hear from other people, you're ugly. So I used to say, what's the difference? I'm sorry, my African accent came in. Why is this person telling me I'm pretty, but then this other person is telling me I'm ugly? So I felt confused,
Sure.
like, so not having that mother figure to make me understand what beauty was, make me understand what my values were as a woman, as a young woman. It kind of, hurt me a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It
Yes.
hurt anyone.
Yes, it
Absolutely.
hurt a lot. It, it, it
Yeah,
it brings down your self-esteem. It makes you
sure.
feel like you're not valuable, you're not
Mhm.
good enough.
You have worth. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my story that my keynote speaking that I had at what is a speakathon was, you're not buried, you're planted.
That's it.
When I did a trace back of let's say when I went back into history of
Mhm.
all the things that I've experienced growing up, I realized that was not it was not meant to bury me. It was
Exactly.
actually meant to
To
plant
prepare
me,
you.
to
Yeah.
propel me. It was
Elevate
meant to
you.
get me to where I am. You
Mhm.
know, in your pain, that's where your purpose comes.
That's
So
right.
I realized that even though I was cooking for my stepmother, doing laundry and all of that, I'm actually a great cook.
There
Not
you
to
go.
brag or anything right now. I'm actually a great cook.
I'm a brag
Um,
with you.
you know, raising my daughter, and
Sure.
another thing, it's not a brag. Just looking at how she has grown to be the woman that she is, I'm very proud as a
Absolutely.
mom. So all of the pain that I experienced growing up, watching my friends go to school while I was there doing laundry and
Mhm.
cooking and cleaning and delaying to go to school, it made me push my daughter to
Sure.
go after her education. So
Absolutely.
it was never meant to bury me. It's only meant to bury you when you allow the enemy to constantly play that regret in your head and tell you, oh, that is why you went through this. So when I sunk my feet in the word of God and I started to
Mhm.
walk with my purpose driven in God, I realized that was just the tool that I needed to get to where I am. That happened to David, that happened to
And
Joseph,
all the apostles.
all the apostles.
Yeah, the women of the Bible as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you have a great calling in you, you go through these type of channel in life.
Sure. Absolutely. That is just wonderful. But of course, I was there to hear you deliver that speech, and it was great. I really enjoyed it,
Thank
and
you.
it
Thank you.
gives so much meaning that we look inside ourselves and assess ourselves at the level that you delivered it at, and you're like, you know what? I think I've been there too, and
Oh, thank you so much. Thank
that's what's
you.
great. Yeah, that's
Thank
what's great
you.
about it. So let's shift a little bit here and let's talk about a Mother's Touch Foundation. It's a powerful name, of course. Now, tell us about the heart behind this organization and the kind of impact that it's making.
Once again, the heart behind it is just the love that I want to share with other young women that in the space that I grew up in, not
Okay,
having that mother, especially on your period. So the
sure.
reason why a mother's touch came about was knowing, I remember when I was on my period, and I'm sorry I had to bring this up.
Oh, no,
I
it's
was
life.
playing with boys. I was playing with boys who were just
Right.
playing, football because I was a tomboy growing up. I
Uh-huh.
loved soccer. So I was
Sure.
playing soccer with them, and a boy kicked the ball and it
Uh,
hit me. And I
right.
was like, ow, you hurt me. So when I looked at myself, I had blood on myself. That's, oh, you hurt me with the ball. So
Right.
I ran to my to a family member and I'm like, the boy hit me with the ball. She was like, no, sweetheart, you're on your period. I'm like,
Exactly.
what? What is that? Once again, I was never prepared for that.
Sure.
So that was a disturbance because when you're a child, your mother's duty is to prepare you for these life changes.
Mhm.
But I never had that. So that is where I wish I had that. So when I had my daughter, I prepared her even from, I think it was from the fifth grade or maybe the third grade. I started preparing her for all of this.
Sure.
So a mother's touch was like a light bulb. How
Hmm.
many young girls don't have what you just gave your daughter?
Sure.
I went back home
Quite a few.
actually last year when I was back home in Ghana
Hmm.
doing a mission work. We went to a school that we were actually talking to young women about hygiene products and hygiene issues and just life issues. And there was a young girl actually experiencing that
Sure.
in the midst of her friends. I
Yes.
got so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God. So I pulled her So come
Mhm.
here, sweetheart, let's go. Let me take care of you. And
Exactly.
we distributed a lot of sanitary pads to
Sure.
all the
Mhm.
girls in the school. So a mother's touch is coming from a place of love,
Love.
care, and we want to support.
Sure.
And we want to make sure that we're able to provide hygiene product education about
Okay.
sex, about
Yeah.
your body as a young woman, what to do, what to not do, because girls in rural areas are
Sure.
quick to get pregnant because they don't
Exactly.
have these skills, they don't have this life lessons. So
Right.
that is where Mother's
Being
Touch
able to
came about.
make the right decisions.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, I mentioned to you earlier that I have 5 sisters, and
Wow.
my sisters, when they ran out of the things that they needed, I had to go to the store and get it. And I was a real shy person. I was so shy that I would stand in the store sweating. They was like, "Why are you sweating so much?" Because I have to get this for my sisters, and they were like, "I can't believe it. You need a towel, son."
Yep,
But
yep.
it's
That's
reality
where
in
Mother's
life.
Touch came from. That is
Yeah.
where Mother's Touch came from. I don't want to see another young woman not going to school because her period is on and she doesn't know how to take care of herself, or
Mhm.
doesn't know that, hey, my body's going through changes. What do I do? So I've made it my mission to create this space, and every year do a mission work in Ghana, in Nigeria,
Mhm.
and hopefully in Liberia, just so that way we can help young women all over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to save everyone, but that is
Sure.
my goal. And
Some
hopefully
yes.
in the future, a Mother's Touch will have a school that will be called AMTF for
Yeah.
young girls.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I just think that this is such an amazing idea. And like you said, you're giving them experience because they may not have a mother there, may not have a father there that can help them through this process. And if you don't have anyone to lead and guide you, you're going to have some experiences that you never thought you'd ever have. I,
Yes.
I think that's very important for a Mother's Touch Foundation,
Yes.
and I think it's just great. Now,
Thank
I
you.
know that, Etta, that mentorship is a big part of your work. What does mentorship look like in your foundation, and why is it so critical for women and youth today? And I know that, as you stated, you're giving them this education, how to young ladies work with boys, and how boys work with young ladies, and just helping them. But when it comes to that mentorship, um, what do you provide to the key theme that you provide to young ladies when you mentor them?
So the key things that I provide, to me, mentorship is not just a program, because I
Correct.
hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're mentoring." Mentorship is beyond when you um talk to them. It's beyond what you do afterwards. Checking in,
Yeah.
seeing, hey, is this something else you need besides just me
Sure.
walking with you on this path? It's a lifestyle. So
Yeah.
I try to speak into the lives of young women,
Sure.
to see how I can help them. I remember starting mentorship when I owned my own salon.
Mhm.
I will have young girls that will come in. Can I be a shampoo girl? I said, sure. I
Giving them some
always wanted to
skills.
help someone. So when they will come in and shampoo for me, I would
Mhm.
talk to them about business. I'm like, you know what I'm doing? You could do it too.
Yes.
You could do it. You don't even have to go and rush to get a license. Start with braiding.
Absolutely.
And I can
Yeah.
tell you, with honestly speaking, I have young women that they have their own shops now.
Yeah.
They have their own businesses because they're
And
like, Miss Etta, when I speak to you, you tell me things that I wish someone had told me years ago. So in the Mother's Touch, our goal is to find out what the young woman needs, because you need to understand what the need of the person is. You can't just
absolutely.
mentor somebody and you don't know what their need are. Not everybody is supposed to be like me.
Correct.
So I need to find out what their God-given purpose is. Find out what their talents are, what God has placed in them, and improve that, and then work on that, build on that, and
Sure.
then get them to their destination of where God wants them to be. So
Mhm.
that's mentorship to me. And I think mentorship should also start from home. Charity begins at home. You
It
can't
does.
go out there and mentor other people, and
If you
at
can't,
your home you have broken glasses in your home and you're trying to fix somebody else.
that's right.
So once again, like I told you, my daughter became that space for me.
Ah,
I
fantastic.
wanted to see what I'm able to pour into her.
Mhm.
And if I can pour that into her, I can pour it into another young woman.
Yes. And then she'll go forward and do the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it works.
Yes.
Each one.
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes it's just one,
It's
but
just one. You don't have to. You don't have to feed
do
a multitude like
thousands.
Jesus did. You just
Sure.
have to start with one,
One.
and one can become multiple because one person can become the greatest.
Change the world. Yeah.
Yes.
And they just continue manifesting and everything works out just great.
Yes. Yes.
So, could you share a breakthrough moment or story where you witnessed real transformation in someone you've helped? And I know you've already mentioned some, but I know, let's talk about your daughter some more.
Sure.
Something unique
My
for her. Yeah.
yes, my daughter is my greatest testimony. I always tell people, just raising her as a single mom and watching her right now, graduated from college 2.5 years,
Congratulations.
with a minor and a major, preparing herself for law school. When I look at that, I feel like that's the greatest gift that God has given me.
Wow.
And I always tell people your children are a gift that God has given to you, not for you to keep, but for you to
Exactly.
return back to Him with what? Accountability.
Quality.
And with her, when I was pregnant with her, I wasn't, I came to the Christian religion actually a year and a half before I got pregnant with her. So I was
Sure.
still a new babe to Christianity.
Uh-huh.
But I was watching TBN the whole time through my
Mhm.
pregnancy. And I think that was when I kept asking God, I'm like, God, I'm in this space. I'm pregnant. I'm about to be a mom. I don't even know what a mom does,
Exactly. Yeah.
but I think the Holy Spirit, back then I didn't know it was the Holy Spirit, but the Holy Spirit was speaking to me and say, don't worry, I got you. And my one prayer and one thing I asked God, I said, God, if you bless me and this child grows up, everything about her will be dedicated to you.
Yeah.
And I will raise her, like the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and they
Yeah.
will not depart from it. So that was my focus. So I always went back to the biblical um, direction of
The
raising a
principle.
child.
Uh-huh.
And instilling her values, I told her, I said, I don't lie to you, you don't lie to me.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
And
very
in
important
this house, we
because that's
serve one
trust.
God,
Mhm.
and what mommy does is an example. I'm basically using myself as an example. I don't want to use Beyonce. I don't want to
Right.
use anybody else. I want
Uh-huh.
to be the one that you see walking in that light.
Yeah.
So I became that person. It was the hardest thing to do as a woman,
Sure.
trying to create the space for your child, and you're worried about her seeing you making mistakes. And I
Yes.
told her, I want you to see me cry. I want you to
Mhm.
see me pray. And when I pray, I go on my knees. I want you to see me doing that. I took her to church. I did everything else for her to see that this is what a child of God does. And I held her accountable for her actions. I know she's going to be mad about me telling you the story, but maybe anybody
Okay.
else hearing it. There was one time something happened in her school,
Mhm.
and the principal called me, and the principal was like, this is not your daughter. She is an excellent student. She's been an honor roll student from first grade all the way through. I don't know why this happened. And I told the principal, give her the maximum discipline that the
Sure.
school has. If it means her being suspended, I am okay with it. And she
Mhm.
was like, most parents don't do that. I said, because I want her to see the consequences of her
Yeah.
action, whether she didn't mean to do it or whether she
Mhm.
meant to do it. Sometimes we parents, we want to protect our children.
Sure.
And what we end up doing is what enabling behaviors that becomes bad for society. So
For
I
sure.
told the principal that. And when the principal was like, wow. And then when my daughter came home, I said, I need you to write a letter to your school, to your principal, apologizing to her for disturbing her school. Now write a letter to the parents of the child, apologizing to them for
For sure.
disturbing their life,
That is
even
such a
though it
great
wasn't her fault.
Yeah, that is such a great approach to it because you're showing her it's better that it happens as a teen than it does as an adult.
Yes.
Because as an adult, the penalty is much higher. And so I
Yes.
think that's great. And I'm a former PTA president of my children's school, so you know what I was all about.
Yes, yes, yes. And she
Yeah.
to today she walks in that path. And that's one thing I love about she always tell me, she said, Mommy, I will even tell the people I'm not home. She said, Mommy, I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm like, why can't you just tell them I'm not home? You told me not to lie. So if I tell
Uh-huh.
them you're not home, I'm
Mhm.
lying. So she's one of those people. She's like, nope, I'm not gonna lie. So that is basically what, you know, being in being in that space with her, just being a mom that is transparent and
Right.
honest. And I told her, this is just how we are.
Yeah, I think that's a really great approach to it again,
Yes.
because what I'm taking in from you and your family is that y'all are under God's plan for your life. And you cannot be in a better space. When you're doing the will of God in the earth, you can't be in a better space. That's just
It's,
how it
it's the
is.
best umbrella to be under. It's
Absolutely.
and that's I'm not trying to paint a perfect picture.
Oh no,
Life
it's
has its
challenging.
trials, it has its moments. But when you're under the will and the
Yeah.
direction of God, you will still face challenges.
Challenges.
But know that when those challenges come, He will give you the understanding and direction that you need.
Absolutely. And there's such thing as miracles. You're like, how did this happen? It was God.
It
Everybody
was
knows
God.
God. People thinking they're doing it themselves. No, it was God. And it just doesn't get any better than that.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Etta, what challenges have you faced as a woman leading in so many spaces, and how have you overcome them? In other words, if you can identify one, what you say is a central theme of a challenge that you face in these spaces as an author, as a speaker, real estate agent, that really move you into that direction and path. The challenge was so great, it's like I was able to overcome it.
Challenges. I'm trying to understand that a little bit better so that way I can format that
Okay.
question. Um,
Yeah, I'll repeat it. What challenge
yeah.
have you faced as a woman leading in all of the spaces that you're in, and you were able to overcome it?
In the beginning, my challenges was because when I was a single mom raising a child, it was hard to be in the space that I am in today
Yes,
because my focus was being present in my daughter's life,
yes.
making sure her homework is done, making sure when she
Mhm.
come home from school, I am there, making sure there's a roof over her head. So that
Food,
was
eat.
my challenges. So I was not able to step into the things that I wanted to do that I'm doing now. Now she's 21. So
Yes.
I don't have to worry about did you do your homework? Did you do this? I made space for that.
Mhm.
But
And what you
being a
said
non
earlier,
go ahead.
you said that she finished college in 2.5 years.
Yes,
God,
yes.
whoa,
To an
that is
honor
wonderful.
roll, honor roll, honor roll.
Wow, that is amazing.
She would have made one of those top what is it called? But a little glitch happened to
Valedictorian,
yes. Yes.
valedictorian. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes. So
Mhm.
those were those challenges. I remember I used to watch my friends, going here and doing that, and I couldn't do it because when I was raising my daughter, and they would tell you she was like my handbag.
Mhm.
From school, homework, take a shower, dinner, go outside and play. No TV Monday through Friday.
Mhm.
Friday evening you can watch TV.
Sure.
Saturday you can watch TV. Sunday we watch TV till 12 p.m. and we need
Mhm.
to get back to prepare for Monday. So we had a structure.
Okay.
So
That's
then
fantastic.
we had a structure. So back then I couldn't do what I'm doing now. Now I don't have to worry about, oh, what are you doing and where you are. Now I can focus on what is my purpose now? What have you called me for?
Yes, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Woo. I
I
just
know, sorry.
no, that was just so powerful, because again, when you look at what you've been able to accomplish in what I call so little time, I mean, that's really was accelerated.
Yeah.
So yeah, hats
Yeah.
off to you, and continued excellence.
Thank
Now,
you.
Etta, if a woman listening right now or today is feeling stuck or uncertain about her purpose, what's the first step you'd encourage her to take?
Hmm. Feeling stuck about your purpose.
Uh-huh.
Go back to the source.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we We allow the world to
Mhm.
overwhelm us when we already have a source, and our source is what? The God, our God Almighty.
Yes.
When you are stuck somewhere, you have to go
Mhm.
back to the Creator and say, God, I am stuck. I don't know what to do. How can you help me fix this?
Sure.
Get back on your knees
Mhm.
and lay your problem to Him. He said, come to me with all your burden, lay them all at my
Mhm.
feet. And I understand the world has so much distraction. It has so much going on. And
Mhm.
social media now is just making things worse for women. You
Yeah,
know, go back to God. Ask Him, what is His plan for you? Because we're all created for a purpose
that's very true.
and a reason. But if you don't understand your purpose and you're doing everything else, you're not going to get to where God is calling you for.
Yes.
So if you're stuck somewhere as a woman, whether it's stuck in, you're in a bad relationship that just ended and you don't know what to do, get back on your knees and say, God, this happened. What is the next step?
Mhm.
And surround yourself with people that have, what is it called?
Like-minded.
Like-minded. Yes,
Yes.
like-minded people.
Like-minded. Mhm.
With me, I'm so grateful to God that He has given me sisters
Yeah.
that I can call them. I'm like, let's pray. Even before I go to
Mhm.
complain, they want to pray first. I'm like, why can't we complain to you? Like, no, 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 no. We have to go back to God. Then after we finish praying, then we can talk about it.
Yeah, two
So
or more gathered.
surround yourself with women that can pour into you.
Mhm.
And the new thing that I've been doing, and I was doing it for a long time, is get out of the house early
Yeah.
in the morning, go for a walk,
Get some
breathe in some
sun
fresh air.
right
And then
there.
while you're walking, because sometimes when you're home,
Mhm.
you become complacent, you become lazy, you become tired, and you're
Exactly.
like, oh, I'm going to sleep a little bit more. I'm just going to lay on this couch a little bit more. I'm going to hold my phone a little bit more. Before you know, you're scrolling,
Mhm.
and you spend the rest of your day scrolling. So step out of the house. While you're walking, start talking to God and saying,
Live on
God,
purpose and live with passion.
yes,
Mhm.
and talk to Him. and
Yes.
and 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 and, and ask Him, okay, Lord, I'm out here, I don't know what to do, this has happened, I don't know how to change the story, help me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm telling you, God will speak to you. It's not going to be an audible voice and say, oh, hey, so no, He's going to speak to you in a way that even you're going to get clarity and say, you know what,
Mhm.
this is what I need to do.
Yes, that is just really a wonderful share there as you pour it into women. They're sitting there now and on the archive and they're saying, this is what I needed to hear. This is
I
for
pray,
somebody
I
right
pray.
now. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, what's next for Etta McCoy? Are there any upcoming projects, books, or initiatives you want to keep an eye out for the people who are listening and those who
So
are
yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for that question. So, what's next? I'm planning on launching my book. It's already on Amazon, but I'm planning on having a book launch. Inviting my sisters over so we can, you know, read the book, have a panel speaking where women will sit down and to relate to each of the stories in the book.
listening?
Um, I'm traveling to Minnesota soon, and hopefully, I'll be having a book lunch over there at a church and
Oh,
talking
wonderful.
about seeds of hope for her.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be in Ghana this year
Okay,
to
great.
also have a book lunch over there. And then stay tuned for my next book, but it's coming next year. It's called Turning the Table.
Okay, great. That is really
Yes.
a lot.
And doing some more mission work with the Mother's Touch. Yes, doing some more mission work with the Mother's Touch.
Mhm. That's fantastic. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we're coming to a close at this point. And first of all, I want to thank Etta for being our amazing guest today.
Oh, thank
And
you.
you know, she poured into all of you all. She's a women's
Hope I
empowerment
did.
advocate. She's the author of this book. Let me put this up. Seeds of Faith, of Hope, Seeds of Hope. And then she has the journal as well, Seeds of Hope for Her. And it's a 12-month faith journal, scriptures, reflections, healing, growth. And we can all use that. And of course, she's our amazing guest today. We don't want to forget that. And we want you all to get out, let your family, friends, colleagues, and clients know more about Etta McCoy, episode 306. And she's really graced our virtual studio here today. And we're very grateful to her for that. And what I want to say now is what an incredible conversation with the dynamic Etta McCoy, a woman who is truly planting seeds of hope and nurturing them into forests of
Thank
transformation.
you.
Whether through her inspiring words, her foundation, or her unwavering faith, Etta reminds us that we have a God given purpose, and don't forget it, and the courage to walk boldly in it. If today's episode moved you, share it with someone who needs encouragement. And don't forget to check out Seeds of Hope and a Mother's Touch Foundation, because when women rise together, communities are forever changed. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and never stop believing in the power of your purpose. Etta, you have any final words you'd like to share?
I'd like to say thank you, Paul, for this opportunity. Thank you, viewers, anyone that is watching, whatever country you're watching from. Thank you so much. I hope my message touched your heart. And I pray that whatever you're going through or dealing with, that God is able to strengthen you and give you, more joy. Go out there and plant seeds. And seeds doesn't mean it doesn't have to be anything big, whether small, just being kind to someone, saying good morning, saying hello, checking in on someone. Go out there and plant seeds of hope in the lives of other people. Um, you are only you are only unhappy when you don't take care of other people. Find happiness in being good to people. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Paul.
Okay.
Thank you for your platform. I really, really appreciate it. I can't wait to be on here again because I literally enjoy talking to you.
You're
I
coming
enjoy
back.
talking to you.
Well, as I stated, and Etta asked, she said she want to come back. She's definitely going to be coming back because she has so much more to share, and I want you all to hear it. Now, on today's episode, which again is episode 306, you can get it wherever you get your podcasts. You'll get it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and many, many other locations. Get out there, rate and review it, and give Etta a 5-star rating for all that she shared today. And we really appreciate her and thank her. And no doubt, the seeds of hope, we all need it. And of course, we want all the women as well. We all need it. So thank you very much. My time is up, and I thank you for yours. Again, my name is Paul Lawrence Van. I'm glad to have you here on episode 306 with Etta McCoy. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next podcast episode, everyone. Have a great day.
Too. Bye bye, Paul.
All right. Goodbye, my friend.